You are watching this on a phone or a computer or a tablet or some such thing. You chose to watch it. Or did you? When was the last time you went an hour without checking a screen? Not because you told yourself, I'm not going to do it, but because you just didn't feel compelled to do it. We think that technology works for us. Jacques Ellul thinks that the opposite is the case. We have been reshaped for technology. And he said this back in 1954. Was he right? Let's consider. Hello, philosophers. I'm Chico. Welcome to the Philosopher's Bookshelf, where we consider a book from a philosopher's perspective. In 1954, Jacques Ellul wrote The Technological Society. Now, this book is not about machines, although machines are part of it. By technology, he really means something more like technique. All the different methods that we use that are rationally derived in order to get the maximum efficiency out of everything in our lives. So technology in this case is not your phone necessarily. It's the fact that your phone has been designed to be addictive, to be something that you always have to use. It's the fact that your employer has got to make sure that you are maximally efficient by observing you and measuring you. It's the reason your school grade's on a curve. And it's the reason you feel guilty for not doing anything on a Saturday. Ellul's thesis then is that technology has become autonomous. It no longer serves human ends. We serve it. The core concept of the book is not that technique has the goal of reaching some goal most efficiently. It's that efficiency itself has become the goal. The best method becomes the only method, regardless of whether the original purpose is served or not. So, as an example, the healthcare system. People are given 15 minutes to see the doctor, whether or not that's what's best for their health. Why? Because it serves efficiency the best. In education, we don't use standardized testing because it's the best for education. We test because it's the most efficient way to measure education. And it turns out to be the case that teachers will teach to the test, not to actual knowing, not to actual understanding. Food. Fast food is designed to get the maximum amount of calories with maximum efficiency in production, distribution, and consumption. The technique of food production has replaced the purpose of eating. Social media. The algorithm doesn't show you what's true, good, and beautiful. It shows you what maximizes engagement. Engagement is the efficient metric, and the content is irrelevant. It's effectively swallowed up the whole purpose of communication. Now, Ellul argues that once a more efficient method exists, once we've discovered a more efficient method, it becomes morally obligatory for us to use it. You can't choose the less efficient method without seeming lazy or obstructionist or irrational. He argues that efficiency is no longer seen as one good among many. Efficiency is the good, the maximum good. I think even more interesting is his thesis that technology isn't changed by us, we get changed by technology. We assume that technology is this neutral tool, just something that we can pick up, put down, and use whenever we want to. But Ellul argues that technology actually reshapes us so that we have to use it in this most efficient way. The thing is, all this is happening and we don't even notice it. We are so inside of the technology society that it is impossible for us to notice anything different. It's like a fish noticing that water is wet. So some examples, people didn't always have a 30-second attention span. That's something that was developed by things like TikTok. It created your short attention span. You were reshaped to fit the medium. Or sleep. We weren't designed naturally to be awake all hours of the night looking at a blue screen. That's something that has shifted with the development of lights, the development of screens. The technology actually changes your biology. Texting. It's not the case that we started off as people who wanted to send very short messages all the time. Texting created the kinds of people who would do that kind of a thing. You write differently, you read differently, you even think differently. GPS. It used to be the case that you needed to be able to navigate by knowing your way around, and that's no longer the case. A lot of times your GPS goes down and you're looking around like, wait, how do I get there again? I don't remember. Work from home. A long time ago when email was first introduced, it was promised that email was going to free us up. But what actually happened was it made us all slaves to work. In each case, we tell ourselves that we chose this thing. We chose this technology. But Ellul's argument is that by the time you think that you chose this thing, it's actually already reshaped the society around you. so that you have to use it. It's the only rational choice. Imagine telling your employer, I don't have email. I don't have a cell phone. What would they say? You probably wouldn't get hired. Now, Ellul's book is massive. It's got a lot of different stuff in it, a lot of ways in which technology has affected our society. One that I want to concentrate on is its effect on our concept of leisure. So in modern society, we create leisure as a means to sort of counteract all the technique. People are told in work, it's all about efficiency, but when you get to your leisure time, then it's hands off. You do whatever you want. The problem, he says, is that leisure actually gets sucked up into technique as well. Your leisure time is scheduled, optimized. You maximize your vacation time. When you want to exercise, you keep a log of your running and your weightlifting. And I do this too. The algorithm from your streaming service optimizes what you're going to watch. Even rest has become a technique. We have people that explain to you how you can get the most out of your rest. So Ellul argues, you can't even escape this when you try to go into your leisure time because it's already infected. That sounds really, really heavy, right? Personally, I like Josef Pieper, a philosopher that came a couple of years before Ellul, that argued that leisure is not just your time off. It's a spiritual and philosophical attitude. It's an intercom of receptivity and a willingness to simply be. It is the foundation of culture, he says, not a reward for work. The modern era has become a world of total work, where everything gets sucked up into this whole efficiency thing, including rest. True leisure requires the ability to be useless, to be able to just sit there and enjoy. It's where art, philosophy, worship, and genuine human connection live. I think that is an important corrective, or maybe I should just say important caveat to Ellul's message, because he can seem very pessimistic. He can seem like there is nothing you can do about this. You are stuck in here and that's it. And for the most part, I think he's right. In a lot of things, again, imagine telling your employer that you don't have email, right? You are stuck in this technological society. In order to survive, you have to go along with the flow. But for Pieper, it's in leisure that we not only can get outside of all the work time, but that we can be truly human. You know, you can't optimize prayer. You can't A/B test wonder. You can't make contemplation more efficient. Leisure is the one domain that technique can't infiltrate. So the next time you feel guilty about not doing anything on a Saturday, recognize what's happening. It's the case that the society of technique is guilting you into going along with having to always be in a world of total work. Nah, kick back, enjoy. Now, I will say a little bit of a warning, that doesn't include stuff like binge watching things or doom scrolling. Those are not leisure. Those are part of technique. That's part of technology, where you're trying to get the most efficient use of your leisure time. No. That doesn't count. So this is where you just be. You just goof off. You just enjoy your life. So 3 practical takeaways I think that you can get from this. First of all, name it when you see it. When you see that you're doing something purely for the sake of efficiency, stop and point it out. Second, do inefficient things on purpose. Start journaling. Cook a meal that takes 3 hours. If you've ever been to Spain, they know how to do it, right? They sit around and just hang out for hours. And acts like that are small rebellions against efficiency. And third, recover Pieper's sense of leisure, not self-care as another optimization strategy. Genuine contemplation, rest, play, and wonder for their own sake. So yeah, Ellul wrote this book back in 1954, but it reads like it was written yesterday. I think it's an amazing book. I think you should also check out Neil Postman's Technopoly. That is sort of an updated version of it. And by updated, I mean it was written in like the 90s, so not that far updated. But yeah, I think that's a great book too that gives a lot more practical illustrations of what Ellul is talking about. But Neil Postman, who wrote Technopoly, was heavily influenced by Ellul's work. So check out those 2 books. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.